Hello. Welcome to a Facebook Live with CJ Card Creations. My name is Christy Hillock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Salt Lake City, Utah. I am so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me, whether you are watching me live or if you're catching me on the replay. I really appreciate you joining. So make sure that you drop a comment so that I know that you're here. And lost that train of thought. So today, this week has been crazy. We started the new catalog on Tuesday. So I am hoping that my order will come soon. But today I am going to get to share some new things with you that are from the pre-order. So that I was able to get on the pre-order. So we're going to use the beautiful balloons. Hey, Mom. Bundle. So this has coordinating dies, which are really nice. And then let me see what else I had to tell you. I always write up a tutorial for my projects. If you would like to receive that tutorial, please make sure that you click the link and subscribe to my email list. I send out emails typically every Monday. So lots of good information in those, all of my classes and any new product or exciting news. So I also have a team called the Queen Bees. It is a wonderful time to join Stampin' Up! Because with the new catalog, your wish list may be enormous. And if that's the case, then I can help with the starter kit. So you get $125 of your choice of product for $99. You also get that shipped to you for free. It'll include a paper pumpkin, so you can try that if you've never experienced paper pumpkin. And then you also get all of my PDFs for free and access to just our team page so that you can share ideas and just have a lot of fun together. So definitely consider that. I am doing an online catalog launch party on Sunday with two of my friends, Leah and Greta. And we have lots of fun projects and all sorts of good information to share with you. There's also an ordering special, so you'll want to make sure that you join that group. It's free to join. And I have a class at my house on May 22nd. That's a Monday evening at 6. And we make 3 projects, and then it's either free with an order or you can pay $15 cash to get in. So there's a registration link for that. And then finally, I do have my In Color Club registration still open. So what that is you will join the club. You get all of the In Color product, and there's a list of it in the form for registering. But you get all of the new In Color product, and you can spread it out over several months. We divided it up differently from how a lot of demonstrators do. So that is explained all in the registration form as well. But each month there will be 3 projects that use the product that you just got with your In Color order. So we take care of all the details. We send you videos with those projects. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that you will join us. And yeah, that's what I got. So let me switch the camera here and we can get started. So you see there the flyer for the Exploring in Color paper pumpkin. The registration for that closes on the 10th, which is Wednesday of next week. Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's all-inclusive crafting kit. It comes every month. This round is going to be focusing on the In Colors, and it has a copper clay ink spot and twine and die cuts and stickers, and it's kind of a mountain landscape theme, outdoor themed kind of project. You get 3 designs, you make 9 cards. So I think it's going to be a really good one. And the stickers look really cute, and I'm excited for those. So now I was just going to show you, since the catalog is live, I can show you the inside. That's my embarrassing wish list. It was rather long. But this on page 14 and 15 is where you'll find the Beautiful Balloons bundle. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of the designer series paper that's part of the suite. And then there's also this, it's like window sheet, but it's got gold and silver designs on it. So that is really pretty. They're calling it the Gold Celebrations specialty paper. And it's always nice because the new catalogs include all of this project inspiration, which is really fun. Because I'll be honest, when I looked at this die cut, I was not quite sure what to do with it. So that was another reason that I chose it for today, because I feel like if I am not sure, then you definitely might have questions. I'm glad that you're liking the new catalog. And thank you for ordering already. If you are going to order, I do have a host code here, and that just helps me continue to bring classes and projects to you. And with this host code, you'll get also several perks, including tutorials and sometimes free gifts as well. So make sure that you put that in if your order's under 150. This is the project that we are going to make today. And you can see these cute little sequins on there. So I am going to get started. This stamp set is so bright and happy, and I really think that you can change up the colors and have a masculine card if you want one, or if you just, want to keep it bright and a little bit girly, you can totally do that too. So I am going to start with my Berry Burst stamping, and I'm going to do this streamer across the top of it. And then also, I think it's time for a celebration, was the sentiment that I chose. So get that mounted on there so it's straight, and bring in my Berry Burst ink. So Berry Burst was a color that we had several years ago, and they brought it back this year in the color refresh, and it is so pretty. So I think it's going to be really nice to get to play with it again. And I don't actually need this entire stamp because of what I'm doing. So that's why it's on a block that's not quite big enough. It's going to be fine. So I just want to go right across the top here. And I would call this a streamer. It kind of looks like the crepe paper stuff that you wind all over. And then I'm going to take my sentiment and come down to the very bottom corner. One thing I will tell you, this stamp set is photopolymer, which is really, really nice in terms of being able to line things up so that you can see what you're doing. Because especially when you've got some two-step stamping going on, it can be difficult, if not almost impossible, if you're using red rubber. So just get these clean. One thing about the photopolymer is that it does stain. So you can see that this stamp is kind of pink, and that's totally fine. It doesn't affect how the stamp performs. It just makes it a little easier to see, honestly. And yes, some of the new colors are, some of the returning colors are really nice. I've used Blueberry Bushel on another project with this bundle, and trying to think what other colors. Pretty Peacock was one of my all-time favorites, and then Misty Moonlight and Lost Lagoon came back. So also we're going to use two of the new colors. Oh no, just one of the new colors. This Lemon Lime Twist was also a returning color. So now that I have this done, I am going to go ahead and do the die cutting for it, if I can find my stuff. So I'm going to show you how I'm doing this, and then I'm going to move the die cutting machine away from the camera so that you don't get shaken all around. But I'm going to bring out this this big die, and I just want it to sit kind of right in the center there. And then I got a new plate out the other day, and so I can actually still see through the plate, which is really, really exciting. It's kind of crazy how opaque they can get when you've cut on them a lot. All right, so now I've got that, and I'm just going to tighten this in. That's actually not shaking too terribly. I can hear my dog roaming around upstairs, and it got big and scary stormy outside. So today has definitely brought back a little bit of the cool weather. We were up mid 80s earlier this week, and it is just too hot to go to that from, like 40s. So glad we're getting a little bit of a cool down. Okay, so this is the piece that we're going to use for the front now. So this is just a piece of the Designer Series paper that I cut down. And I love the little bubbles on the back, but I wanted to use something that was similar to the piece that I used for my original. I didn't use the exact same piece, but you can see they look really similar and they're both really pretty. So that will be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this with some Stamp and Seal. And do just like that. So this piece is 4 by 5¼ but again, you don't need to worry about writing down measurements. You just need to make sure you get my emails, and then you'll be able to get that PDF. All right, so this then will sit right on top, just like that. And you can see that I cut this panel slightly smaller than the Designer Series paper. So next, we are going to stamp some stamps, or obviously, we're going to stamp some balloons. So I'm going to set that over, do that. Let's see. And before I adhere this, I also need to stamp one more thing on it. So we're going to start with our little tassel and our bubble bath ink. So this one is going to come just off of the biggest balloon there. And then I'm going to stamp it again, just right in the center of that, and I'll die cut that. And then finally, I want, running out of blocks. Okay, so I took one of the balloons and I'm going to stamp that on the inside of the card, just right up there. Ooh, stuck to my stamp. All right, so you can see how that's starting to come together. And then I will need the same balloon in the lemon lime twist, but we are done with our bubble bath here. And I'm going to grab my berry burst so I can get my tassel stamped on the inside. And this is one of the things that's really nice about the photopolymers. I was able to line that up perfectly. All right. Now, clean some stuff here and put it out of my way so that I can have a little more workspace. And I need also this really big stamp. So we'll put this on one of my larger blocks and grab the lemon lime twist ink and go just like that. If you do not have a catalog, please let me know. If you are one of my customers, I would love to get one to you, and we can arrange for you to swing by and pick one up, or you can let me know that you need it mailed, and we can get that sorted out. So I'm going to line this up not like that because that's the wrong stamp. I thought that looked weird. Oh, yay for catching myself at the last minute. So clean that one back up and grab the right one. So it is May, which means that all of the end of school things are starting to happen. We are still finishing up soccer for both kids, and then Jonah's got baseball for another month or so. So this is the stamp that I wanted. It just gives like a little bit of detail. And then we've got dance recitals and piano recitals and so much going on. So my schedule will continue to be kind of weird for the next few weeks. And then hopefully I'll figure out what I will be doing from there after Memorial Day. So that is it as far as stamping. I am just going to die cut this little piece quickly. And that is going to be this little die. There's also a larger tassel die right there that is detailed, so it doesn't have a stamp, you just have the tassel itself. So that's really fun. And what else? We have all sorts of yard projects that are not happening. So maybe when life slows down just a hair, we'll get to some of that. It is kind of fascinating how many things you can get going on in your life. And really what I want to do is sit home and do some more watercoloring, and I don't even know what all. So maybe this summer. All right, I am going to go ahead and glue this on. Actually, no, I'm not. I need to get the balloon on first. So get this stuck in the card. This is a new spool of seal and it is working so nicely. All the new things just are so pleasant to use, like a new sheet of Stampin' Dimensionals. All right, you want me to show you the fringe die? I actually used that for a different project and I think I know where it is, so I should be able to show you that here in just a minute. That die is really cool and I think that it will get a lot of use for all sorts of things, not just balloons. So this piece I'm going to pop up, and because it does have this giant hole in the middle, I am going to use more dimensionals than I would normally use. I am not going to peel the backs off just yet though, and I'll show you why in just a second. So we'll do kind of all around the balloons, and then I'm just going to cut some of the edge pieces to go in the corners. So make sure this piece isn't going anywhere. And like I said, I rarely ever use this many dimensionals, but I do want to make sure that the balloon portion is stable. Okay, so then the next thing is that is going to go on underneath like that. So I want to be able to line it up exactly. And to make that a little bit easier, I am going to do liquid glue because it gives me a little bit of wiggle time. So get this picked up. I'm trying to use my left pointer to mark my spot. That's why I'm not moving it. So we'll try just right there and then see how much wiggling we really need to do. But I think that was pretty spot on. There we go. Okay, so now I can go ahead and peel all of the backings off. We got like 3 drops of rain and now it's getting sunny again. Weather is so weird. You just never can tell what a day's gonna bring. All right. Get this nice and straight on here. There we go. Now this balloon we're going to pop up with a dimensional, but it is going to lay over the top of the white panel. So go just like that. And now we can do our little tassel. Like so. Get rid of some of this mess. And then we just need some sequins. So I'm using the pastel adhesive back sequins. They come in gold, petal pink, and balmy blue, and they're in 2 sizes. I thought that for this, the balmy blue, or sorry, the petal pink looked quite similar to the bubble bath there. So I went ahead and used those, and I did like the smaller ones for this. So bring in my little take your pick tool. Now, if you are a take your pick fan, this new catalog brought some new accessories for us. They are not available quite yet. I think that was one of 2 things that the catalog has that aren't available yet. They just haven't been able to get their shipment in. But I'm really excited to get those accessories and figure out how they work, because one of them is like an X-Acto knife. One of them is a rotary cutter, which I've never used before. And then I don't remember what the third one is, but I think it will be fun and it will open up some possibilities for things that I haven't done before. All right, so that is our project. So I hope that you like that. I just really liked how that turned out. So there's that. Now you asked for the fringe die, which is this piece. So to look at it, you kind of have no idea what's going on, right? But what I did was take about an inch wide piece of Berry Burst cardstock here, and then I laid the die on top of it like that. But there is a strip right here that I could use to adhere it. So I didn't cut the entire piece with this. But yeah, this is what I did. I think I just froze. There we go. So you can see kind of how that works, and you can rough this up if you want to, so you get a little bit more texture. And then this is the label die that is in the same die set. So, and there's that other tassel that I pointed out. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, whether you watched live or if you were here, whether you watched me live or if you catch me on the replay later on. I am really so grateful for your time, and I hope that you enjoyed that project. If you get this bundle and have any questions about it, or if you make something fun with it, please make sure that you hop into my CJ Card Stampers group. And I love to see your projects, and I'm always happy to help you with any questions that you have. So yes, you may actually really need this balloon bundle because it is pretty fun. I will be back next week with another Facebook card class, but before that, I will be live on Sunday. I can't remember what my time slot is, but I will be presenting a card with the Cheerful Daisies bundle, and Leah has the Zany Zoo, which is super cute, and then Greta's got the Countryside in Countryside something or other that's going to be really, really useful. So I hope that you will join us, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.